Digby,
Hello.
what's on your mind?
Your haircut. No, rewind. I know you haven't had a haircut. I'm trying to give you shit. I just wanted to wobble you a bit there.
You're feeling a bit threatened. You're like,
Go again.
Digby,
Hi.
what's on your mind?
I had this great story from a client last week, and last week was Māori Language Week.
Te wiki o te reo Māori.
Thank you. Very good. I can't do that yet.
It's an Australian issue.
Yeah, it is an Australian issue. So this client said, so I'm experimenting with just speaking Māori when I go into cafes and order coffee, right? And she said it's been really interesting what happens when you just show up and something different comes out of your mouth than what people might expect.
Love it.
Yeah, really cool, right? She goes, I've just been experimenting. It's not easy because I've had the full range of responses from complete engagement through to total avoidance, and people that she knows just like putting their heads and looking away.
You should tell her to go to Otaki, because in Otaki, the town is fully bilingual and you can order anything anywhere.
There you go. How cool is that? Yeah. So she'd love that.
Yeah.
And what I loved about it was that she decided to do a deliberate experiment rather than just, I'm going to do and piss people off or whatever and challenge people. It wasn't about being righteous. This is about just seeing what humans do when the unexpected happens, right?
Yeah, nice.
And it was really cool. So that just got me thinking about how she I think is an exemplar of what I want to see more of in the world, which is just try stuff and see what happens. So that's what's on my mind at the moment, is how do you create more of a culture of try stuff and see what happens?
Well, I'm just bouncing off that and I'm thinking, what makes that... I know you said she's not doing it to be righteous, but my reflection on that story is that what makes that powerful isn't just that it's an experiment for experiment's sake. It's that it's an experiment that's grounded in values.
Yeah.
So she's operating from a place of, this is worth taking a risk on because this matters.
Yep.
And I reckon there's something in that.
Absolutely, yeah. So she could have experimented with a whole lots of things, but she was like, no, this is important and I want to see what happens. But it was really interesting. There was no judgment.
Yeah.
There was no, this person was a dickhead because they didn't respond to me in Māori, whatever.
Yeah,
there was a, how fascinating response, right? Yeah, and she didn't even have a succeed fail criteria. It wasn't one of those experiments. It was just let's just see what happens and see what I learn and see what ripples happen. Really cool.
But I reckon when it comes to trying new things or taking a risk or making a change, it's quite a high threshold. Like there's a higher threshold than we would like there to be. Mm-hmm. So regeneration demands pain, right? We like to think it doesn't, but if you think about how much pain you will absorb before you change a system or leave a job or move a country or whatever that is, it takes quite a bit, right? And I think the only thing that will push you over that edge is when there's something bigger at play, and whether that's a value or a stand. And that's what I like about that experiment. And I think there's something in that for how you encourage that kind of experimentation or risk-taking in an environment, going, hey, we're not breaking shit for the sake of it. There are things that matter here. We've got integrity about what we stand for, and we're encouraging you, when it comes to doing what's right, to actually do something.
Yeah, absolutely. So what you're talking to is values and purpose. Like, what do you actually stand for here?
Yeah.
So I talk about, if you want to create a culture that's more curiosity, you want purpose at the heart. Like, why are we doing it?
Yes.
And then you want permission, which is, let's go and try some stuff, like actually have the mandate. And then you want some sort of process that's going to enable you to do it. So your purpose, your permission, and your process in that order, right? Because at the moment, I think we go, I tried some stuff. I don't really know what happened, but I didn't really work, I don't think, so I'll stop. And we see it all the time.
Is it the Post-it Note Company or another one? I've forgotten.
3M.
Where they have a budget where everybody is allowed to submit an experiment and get $5,000 to go and do their thing.
Yeah, I don't know where that is.
So what happens is you submit your thing. This is my risk that I want to take, or the new thing that I want to try. You get your $5,000, but you don't just get your $5,000. You get a little kit. You get a box, and in your box is everything that you might need to run an experiment.
Yeah.
So this is your thing. You've got your purpose, you've got your permission, but you've also got a process. It's like we're not leaving you out in the cold. We're not saying, I don't know, go try something.
Exactly.
Sink or swim. It's like, here you are, we're supporting you.
Do they have accountability in there too as part of their process? Do you know?
I assume so.
Yeah, because you'd imagine so. Like, we're giving you $5,000. We'd love to see what you learned.
Yeah.
It might not be succeed or fail, but what did you learn from that?
Yeah.
So it's Propeller Net, I think it's called, in the UK, and they have a similar thing. They say, and I can't remember but they have these. Everyone gets a certain number of days where they're able just to go out and do whatever the hell they want, try whatever the hell they want, might be going on a training course, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's not like professional development in a formal sense. It's like, you have an idea, go and pursue it. And I think it's something like 12 days a year they get where they can do that.
That's heaps.
It's massive.
That's awesome.
They're one of the best places to work, really successful company. But the not the catch, but part of the deal is that you've got to come back and go, so here's what I learned and here's how it could be useful.
Yeah.
Right? And it doesn't even matter whether there's a direct link to the bottom line. It's more, here's how I think this could contribute to our culture, how we work, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
So there's always that loop of accountability back, which I really like as well.
That
right?
matters. I really like how those two things live together and they're mutually reinforcing. So on the one hand, you've got this, we want you to take risks and experiment and improve things. But on the other hand, you've got that, and this is coming from a place of purpose or value or something you stand for. And I think one enriches the other, because what tends to happen on the value front is, people write lists and they make posters and they put it in the newsletter or whatever, but it's never really grounded in something. Whereas this is going, by the way, here is the action that backs up the stuff that we're telling you matters.
Yeah, this is what it looks like in action.
Yeah.
Yeah. And tell us how that went when you tried it, right? So loop it back with some stories as well, which reinforces the values.
Yeah. And then on the other hand, your experimentation is enriched, or at least your commitment to it is enabled by knowing that it's not just
I love that.
for the sake of it, it's for a really good reason.
Yeah. So I reckon this idea of experimenting on the stuff that you value, and if you think about your organisational values, they're there on the wall, but how do you bring them to life? And how could you use experiments to shine a light on what it actually looks like in action and keep that learning process going? What could you do there?